Many people, some of those who are out there in boda-boda are university students who are trying to make a living. They're doing Module 2 programs. Some of them, that's how they eke out a living and support their kids and their families. Some of them are actually graduates, who came through school. They have not found any other employment. That's the employment they have. Everywhere you go. My brother Joe, who runs the youth ministry and youth department and collects these statistics, tells me that there are 22 million rides, boda-boda rides every day. Multiply 22 million, the basic boda-boda ride will cost you 50 shillings. Multiply 22 million times 50. That is at the very bare minimum, that's how much money moves in that sector. In 2013, when President Kenyatta took the oath of office, we probably had less than 300,000 boda-boda riders in the country. Today, there are about 2.4 million. That tells you about the growth of the sector and what is happening. The problem is that, rather obviously, when a sector grows like that, it also comes with challenges, as it were. It's infiltrated by criminals, by, people who don't think right. Everyone knows boda-boda is a fantastic thing. Which government is going to terrorize or do away with a sector that employs 2.4 million of its people? The amount of money that moves in the boda-boda sector is incredible. I've given you an example. 22 million rides a day, multiply that by a basic cost of one ride, that's 50 shillings. That's how much money is moving around. Over the years, two things have happened which are very dangerous. One, poor regulation of the boda-boda sector. We had an interministerial discussion with the Ministry of ICT, Transport, and ourselves 2 years ago, and we formed a task force, a boda-boda task force. Pastor Nicky Koril of Nairobi Chapel is one of the people I put in the task force. The boda-boda officials were in the task force. They gave me a report. What the report said is that 60%, actually more, according to that report, of boda-boda riders then, 2 years ago, were neither registered nor licensed. Over 65% of them were not even insured, And now the harrowing experience is that about 70% of them were not trained to ride a motorcycle. Because there was no regulatory infrastructure. Problem number one, total breakdown of the regulation of the sector. No regulation at all. The sector grew faster than the regulatory frameworks. So you have no established schools, you have no established certification system, you have no established way of processing these people. That's number one. Number two, the politicization of the sector became the choice area of recruitment for political players. My brothers and sisters, you are Kenyans, you live here. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You have seen even clips, I have seen them myself, of how politicians tell these guys, line up, chua, 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 escort me. It happens all over the place. I can tell you, everywhere, it happens. And it's already army. It's already an equipped army. They have wakona pikipiki ya kuendesha. And they have time on that pikipiki. So they are ready. It's already an equipped army. They're equipped with the motorcycle, which means they can take you from here to Kinangop. They can escort you across the constituents the whole day. So if you give them 1,000 shillings, they're equipped. You're not going to hire a vehicle for them. And then it's cheap. It's not costly. It's 1,000 bob. And if you have 100,000, you can actually get 100,000 boda-bodas. And you can imagine how many 100,000 boda-bodas look like. That is it. So, when we started the implementation of the report, you remember, all of us sat together, ministers. I started the thing and saying, we all agreed, look, let's first of all begin a regulatory framework. Let us start licensing them. And then from there, let us also start insisting on training so that you are trained. Because you see, when you are trained, you are better off.